I always knew I wanted to be self-employed and run my own business. I wasn't sure what that business would be, or that someday I'd prove all the adults that said I was wasting my time playing video games wrong. I just knew I wanted to run a business. And I know there's people listening to this show right now that feel the same way. And it can be a scary thing to take on. You need a website, an online store, a logo. How do you take orders? They don't teach you all this stuff. Lucky for you, there's a company out there to help with all of it, and that's Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform of choice for millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from small startups to juggernauts like Mattel and Gymshark. Don't know how to make a website? They've got you with their ready-to-go templates that can match any brand style. Need help getting all that heavy lifting done? Shopify's AI tools can help with product images and descriptions, discount codes, and more. How do I show people my product? Yep, Shopify. They offer easy-to-run email and social media campaigns. And if any of this trips you up, their award-winning 24/7 customer support is there to help you. Turn those dreams into... and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/RTG. Go to shopify.com/RTG. Shopify.com/RTG. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Remember the Game. It is my retro gaming podcast where every week a buddy of mine and I sit down and we geek out about the games we played back in the day. I'm embarrassed that I run out of breath during the intro monologue I do every week. My name is Adam Blank. Thank you so much for listening to the show. And this week, it is episode 344. And we're talking a run and gun game. I love that genre. An arcade game. I like that platform. And a Neo Geo game, which... honestly, I'm very indifferent about. I can't. It's a Neo Geo. Shout out to it against that reference. We're talking the very, very impressive Metal Slug 3. Now, I have been saying it for 7 years now. One of my favorite things about hosting this podcast is when I get to discover a new old game that just clicks and instantly becomes an absolute favorite of mine. And that is the case this week. I fucking love it. Metal Slug 3 is a gem. And dare I say... maybe my favorite run and gun game ever outside of the NES Contras, which will always be 1 and 2 to me. But I like it more than Contra 3. And I think, don't tell her, but I think I like it more than my precious Gunstar Heroes. I know. And like, to be fair, I don't think the gameplay itself in Metal Slug 3 is quite as good as Gunstar. It's not as tight, but the various level paths, the comedy, the humor, the charm, the soundtracks, and of course the graphics, they just won me over. Like, once I got over the idea that Metal Slug 3 is an arcade game, it's going to kill me as fast as it possibly can to take my money. Once I got that through my head and just accepted a deathless run through this game is going to take way more practice than I have the patience to do, I had a fucking blast with this game. I cannot recommend Metal Slug 3 enough. Now, my guest this week is the oldest hot dog in the boiling water, and that is my buddy Chris. He was the guest for Remember the Game episode number 1, and then a whole bunch of them since then. And it's funny, I think every one of my regular guests that come on the show have a game that they have been hounding me about, like, hey, let's cover this one, let's do this one. I think they've all got one. And for Chris, Metal Slug 3 was the game. And I was really, really worried that it was going to kind of let me down and I wasn't going to feel it. He was going to come on the show and I was going to be like, hey, your game sucks. And that is absolutely not the case. Thank fuck. This game is rad. Also, one last footnote before we get into this week's episode. There was an issue with Chris's audio. We use a website called Zencaster to record my shows, and I get like a separate MP3 of my audio and my guest's audio so I can turn one up, turn one down, etc. And I thought Chris's was lost to the internet, the deep, mysterious caverns of the internet. And I didn't get it back until about 3 hours before this episode went live. So I tried to record everything else beforehand. So like blowing in the cartridge is already done. Play One, Remake One, Erase One, the Patreon shoutouts, all that stuff is done. So if you listen to this episode and you hear me talk about like hopefully the episode worked and hopefully you enjoyed it and stuff like that, that's why. I did get Chris's audio back. We're good to go. I'm going to drop it all in here now. You can listen to it. But if you hear me talking about how I don't know what I'm doing, it's because I don't know what I'm doing because I'm an unprofessional sack of ass, okay? And we're going to get to all of that in just a moment because speaking of a sack of ass, it's time for another edition of the Remember the Game infamous intro. Dun, 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 dun! And if you're new to the podcast, welcome aboard and consider this your official warning/disclaimer. Our intros are kind of long. They're not that long. They're kind of long. They're about 30 minutes, but they're fun. We're talking video games and stuff. I recommend give it a listen. Have a good time. They're fun. If you're impatient and you just want Metal Slug 3, skip the little slider ahead to about the 30-minute mark. You should be into game chat or just kick back and relax and hang around with us. But I do, give me like 45 seconds. Let me get my plugs in, all right? I have bills to keep on. Let me just do it, okay? We have merchandise. You can find it all at rememberthegamepodcast.com. Shout out to my man Joe from 4545 Creative for designing all of it. And of course, the lifeblood of our show is our Patreon. We publish up to 4 additional shows every single week. They have no ads in them. You also get Remember the Game without any ads in it. The entire Remember the Game back catalog with no ads in it. Timestamps to skip around. You can join our Discord. You can vote on our polls. You can write into the show. You can join our 1,000+ member Discord, and quite possibly, most importantly, you get a shout out and get to hear me mispronounce your name like I'm about to do to a couple of these people. A huge thank you to our newest Patreons, Caleb Hosmaz, John Coxley, I like that, Remember D's Nuts, I Did It All for the Wookiee, Oven Rack, Joseph K. Murphy, House of Corey, Squid Waffle 98, and Eileen, that's, if I fucked one up, that's the one. Good batch of names this week. Thank you all so much for the support and welcome to Remember the Game Industries. You can find all that at patreon.com/rememberthegame. Don't forget, we donate 5% of that to the Stollery Children's Hospital. And if you sign up for a full year, you get the 12th month on the house. Mwah. And that's it. That's our plugs. We're done. We'll move on. That's enough blowing myself. Let's blow some of you by blowing in some cartridges. It is our opening segment here on the show. I read a few comments and questions from our Patreons, usually gaming related, but not always. And we call this segment Blowing in the Cartridge.
He blows all right. He blows big time.
That's it, honey. Get into the spirit.
Let's blow. Our first blower this week is Brandon DeZeba, who said, Hey, Hot Dog King, did you see they are releasing the 2-season Mega Man show on Blu-ray this fall? Did you ever watch it growing up, and will you snag it? Have a great week. I did see that. A lot of people, I got tagged in that a few times, and I've been tagged a ton in the Ninja Turtle movie trilogy on 4K, which appreciate all of you looking out for me very much. I'm probably not going to be snagging either. I'm not anti-physical media. If you want to buy DVDs, go nuts. I don't buy. I'm just digital. I'm a digital guy. That said, the Mega Man series is on YouTube right now. It's not even like an official channel, so shh. But if you search it, Mega Man Cartoon Show, somebody uploaded every single episode. I've watched quite a few because I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid. I was always just excited to see which Robot Masters would show up and see which powers he would get every week. Plus, I love the stupid Wily voice. The Wily voice and the Cutman voice are fucking money. That show is so dumb. There's a great episode where he meets Mega Man X, though. Check that shit out. It's fucking awesome. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to pick it up because I don't really buy a lot of physical media and DVDs and stuff. And, like, I feel like it's kind of... I've watched a few episodes over the last year since I found that YouTube channel. It's kind of like old school TMNT and stuff, like the 87 cartoon. The nostalgia's there, but... It's pretty thin. So I don't think I'm going to pick it up, but I felt like this was an official PSA to all of you that out there that like to buy DVDs. The Mega Man cartoon show from the 90s is going to be on Blu-ray this fall. And support Mega Man. Hopefully we get a new series soon, but you can find them on YouTube right now. So shh. I slipped on PP at the Megalomart. Said, what's up, Mr. Blank? Do you prefer certain games with certain controllers? Example, I have a Series X and a PS4. If I'm playing something like Sonic Mania, Mega Man, or really anything 2D, I play it on my PS4. Modern 3D games, I prefer the Series X. And it's because I'm more comfortable playing retro-style games with the older-style PS4 controller and modern games with the Series X. Do you have a preference for game genres, and what do you prefer to play them on? I hope that makes sense. Peace. It does make sense. I don't really have a preference. I will say that, like, well, it's not even true. There was a time where I liked the Xbox's D-pad. because I like how heavy it clicks, but I don't like that it's that it's not just like a cross. It's got those like corners that are kind of weird and they're kind of unofficial. All I know is if I'm playing something 2D, it's got to be with a D-pad. Anyway, if you're struggling with like a classic Mega Man, but you're using an analog, that's your fucking problem. You got to go to the classic D-pad. But I'm not too picky about it anymore. By and large, I do prefer the Xbox controller to PlayStation. I do think that the PS5 controller is pretty sick, but I like the offset analogs on the Xbox as opposed to the side-by-side ones at the bottom. Just personal preference. I think it's because I was an Xbox kid. Or an Xbox young adult, not kid, but I digress. Anyway, but no, other than that, I mostly, like, if I think I'm going to play something handheld, I'll get it on Steam or Switch so I can take it on my Steamer or on my Switch. Otherwise, I just kind of go with whatever one I'm not using very much. Like, I just bought Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which is fucking awesome. I'm going to review that on Expansion Pass this week. That game is fucking awesome. And I bought it on PS5 just because I wasn't really using my PS5 for anything other than MLB The Show. So I figured I might as well just use it. And I do like that controller, so I thought I'd use it. But I'm not as picky about my controllers as I used to. Just make sure, for the love of fuck, if you're playing a 2D game, use something with a D-pad. And don't use the original Switch Pro controller. At least not the original run of them, because the D-pad doesn't work. I think they fixed it, but it was pretty greasy on the OG one. Hombre de Queso, I hope I said that right, said, hello, Mr. Blank. I haven't played a wrestling game since the PS2, but your episode on WCW Mayhem got me so pumped on wrestling, I immediately checked Steam to see if WWE 2K25 was on sale. Your ability to get me amped on games is second to none. Just curious if you've played the Fire Pro Wrestling series. P.S. To hell with anyone who hates on the infamous intro. Agreed. And thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. WWE 2K25 is pretty good. I've been playing a lot of it again lately. I've been in the universe mode, just tinkering. I love that game. I have played, the only Fire Pro Wrestling game I've played is Fire Pro Wrestling World. I have it on my I bought it on PS4. Now I have it on PS5. I don't play it a ton, but it's really fucking good. It's very simulation based. It's fucking wild. Like the number of content like creators out there that make just insane copies of just about every wrestler you could possibly imagine. And what's really wild is you can go into like Fire Pro Wrestling World, and when you design the wrestlers, you can get really deep into their like their personalities, their wrestling styles. Like you can set it up for them to go for some moves more than other moves, to sell things more than other things. Like it's fucking insane what some people can do with it. And the gameplay is actually pretty good too. So I've recommended it on our sales a couple of times when I do my sales picks for the PS4. So it goes on sale pretty regularly for under $20 Canadian. So if you're looking for another game to get your wrestling fix, Fire Pro Wrestling World. It's fucking not like it's kind of basic looking. If you look it up, it's not big and fancy like a WWE 2K25, but the engine under the hood is spectacular. It's a really cool fucking game. I want to check out more of them at some point for sure. Matt McLean said, Adam, if Shigeru Miyamoto was at an expo and he would sign anything you want, what would you bring him to sign? You know, I actually thought about this one, and I think what I would do is I would get a poster of the original Super Mario Brothers box art, like that black box where it's Mario like jumping over the fire, and I would get him to sign it like a giant either silver or light blue paint pen, or red, actually maybe red, on like the big black area at the bottom of the box. Oh, that would fucking look so sick. I would pay good fucking money to get Shigeru Miyamoto's autograph on a poster like that. Good fucking money. If you're listening to this, Shigeru Miyamoto, I got money. Come get it. Come get it. Justin Bailey said, Dear Mr. Blank, it looks like the unofficial mascot of Remember the Game is receiving a collection. It's currently available for pre-order at Atari.com. Will you be picking up the Bubsy collection when it's released? Goddamn right I will. Yeah, if you don't listen to Game Patch, our gaming news show every Tuesday over on Patreon, Bubsy, who for a short time I was trying to make the unofficial mascot of Remember the Game. The bit kind of died. It's like one thing I've learned over the years is like I throw a lot of bits out there and some of them catch on, Meat on the Bone, Double Secret Probation, and some of them kind of miss, like trying to force Bubsy in as the unofficial mascot of Remember the Game. But I love that cat. Even though the games aren't very good, he's got a four game collection coming out in September on everything. And it's going to be like a Jaguar Bubsy game that I've never heard of or played. And then Bubsy 1 and 2 for the Super Nintendo and Genesis, and then Bubsy 3D. And I know that they're not great games. I've never played Bubsy 3D, and I've always wanted to. And of all the bad games that people ask me to review on the show, like Superman 64, Sonic 2006, Bubsy 3D is most likely. I can almost guarantee you I'm never going to do a Superman 64 episode. There's what's left to say. Like, I hate Superman. I don't like the 64. What is there to say? And Sonic 2006, maybe. But after the backlash from the Sonic Adventure 2 episode, I don't know if I want to get the Sonic fans all up in my ass again. But Bubsy 3D, I love that catch. So I'm probably going to get it just to review Bubsy 3D at some point. DJK said, good evening, mate. Last round of the Aussie Rules home and away season. Western Bulldogs versus Fremantle. Winner plays finals. Loser is KO'd. Who wins and why? Cheers, Cobber. I am going to go with the Western Bulldogs. That is my pick to win the last round of the Aussie Rules home and away season. And if you're wondering why, it's because I like Bulldogs more than I like Fremantles. I don't even know what a fucking Fremantle is. So go Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs. Mark McHugh's high school phys ed teacher said, what up, blank man? On the last episode of Expansion Pass, you mentioned how you're always willing to shell out your dollary dues on the latest Nintendo games due to their high quality and not usually being disappointed. Can you remember the last time that you bought a new game from Nintendo and being truly disappointed with the purchase? I can't. I thought about this for a while, and a couple of the games I thought about putting out there, and then I decided not to. Yoshi's Crafted World. It's not, the difference was like Yoshi's Crafted World wasn't a bad game. It just wasn't anything I was interested in. It was too easy, but it still had the polish and everything. That one was a contender for me. And, there was one more that I thought, Paper Mario and the Origami King was the other one. But again, it's not that the game didn't run or didn't work as advertised. I just thought it was kind of boring. The last time I bought a Nintendo game at full pop and genuinely was just like, there is no value here. What in the fuck is this? Was Mario Tennis on the Wii U. Awful. Just no replay, no depth, nothing. It was just, I felt genuinely ripped the fuck off. That was I was truly, every other time I bought a Nintendo game since then, there's been some where I'm like, but that was one where I just was like, I got fucking hosed. That was crap. Mario Tennis on the Wii U. Vic to the face said, Adam, longtime listener, longtime commenter here. I respect your honesty. That's why you're getting red, Vic. I want to suggest a blowing up the cartridge question. Is there a series you wish could be blown up to start over again from scratch for a second or for a chance at a second attempt at life? For example, I would blow up the Prince of Persia franchise to start over. It got off to such a good start with the original in Sands of Time, but quickly started to lose its identity and never knew where to go afterwards. I actually like all of the games, but I'd like to see it blown up and started over by a company that doesn't start with Ubi and end with Soft. So, my only question for you is, if I blow up a franchise and go back to to scratch, are we getting rid of all the games that they've released? Because if we're not, then I would go with Mass Effect. As long as I can keep the original trilogy, I'd be like, let's just get back to the roots and fucking get this game good again, which I hope they do with the new one. But I'm not willing to chance it. So a franchise that's near and dear to my heart, but I'm willing to risk losing everything to go back to square one is Jak and Daxter. Because I don't like the way they went with Jak 2 and Jak 3 being like GTA kind of games, but I love Jak 1. And I want more games like Jak 1. And then I never played Daxter or the Jak Racing game. So I'm going to go Jak and D. And I'm going back to square one, and they're just going to make good fucking collectathon platformers again instead of goddamn fucking Demon Jack shooting in the desert, driving carts, stealing quarries like they fucking turned it into. And then finally, before we move on, you know what it is. It's letter time. Oh, sorry. I throw Mega Man X in there too. But I haven't played any of the bad Mega Man X's yet. But I'm still going to throw it in there just because I want a new Mega Man game. Okay, it's letter time. JB Sharps wrote into us and said, hey, blank, do you ever feel like you miss out on a chance to take your time with games since there's so much on your plate? Are there games that you feel got an unfair chance because you just didn't get the time to sink your teeth into it properly? Yes, I think that happens a lot, quite frankly. Like a recent example is, and I think it speaks to how good this game is that I'm saying I feel like it got shortchanged and I still gave it a fucking top shelf score and it's a bona fide contender for my game of the year. But Expedition 33, I was really, really getting into that game. I loved it. I beat the main campaign and like everything. We saved the world, blah, 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 blah. But there's like so much post-game content in it and I just didn't have time to play any of it. And I at this point, I don't know if I ever will. And I already think it's great, but I truly like so many people have told me that some of the post game stuff is spectacular. And I like, or the side, I don't know if it's post game, but like the side content. And now I kind of wish that I could go back and find time to put another 20, 30 hours into it and play all that because I'm like, man, maybe this is like a top 20 game of all time for me, but I'll just never have time. Cyberpunk 2077 is another one where I have started that game twice and gotten 20 plus hours into both runs. And then it's just stalled because I just keep getting busy with other games. And I just never seem to find time to go back to it. And I'm very confident Cyberpunk is like a top 50 game of all time for me, but I just haven't had time to go back. And then one other genre that I think that really applies to is stealth games, because I like genuinely, I've never been a huge fan of stealth games, but like, you know, as I've infamously said in the Metal Gear Solid 3 episode that everybody got so fucking angry about, but I didn't hate Metal Gear Solid 1. If you go back and listen to my review of Metal Gear Solid 1, I liked it. It was good. I didn't like Metal Gear Solid 2, kind of because of the stealth, but a lot because of the plot twists and the changing of the cards. Like, I played it back in the day and I never finished it, and I was like, this fucking sucks. And then when I was playing Metal Gear Solid 3, I felt like I was just like, come on. Same with Alien Isolation. Like, I got so, same with Splinter Cell. Like, I don't, part of it is I don't know if I have the patience for stealth games, but I'm also on the clock when I'm playing games I'm trying to finish a game a week, you know, every 7 to 10 days for the show. So when one is forcing me to just sit around my thumb in my ass and wait for 2 minutes till a guard leaves or something, I'm like, come the fuck on. Let's go. So I think that's a big part of them as well. So there's a lot of games that I wish I could find more time to play that I either have to rush through to get done. And I've read that from other game reviewers too, like even up to the sites like IGN and stuff. Sometimes they're like, when you have to play a game 10, 12 hours a day to get through it in time to drop a review and stuff like that, they're like, you just don't appreciate, like, if you sit down with like a big juicy steak and a nice glass of wine and a twice baked potato, some asparagus, the good bread, you know, and you take an hour and you just savor that meal and enjoy it, it's fantastic. But if you're like, yo, you have 3 minutes to finish this steak and and you just ram it all down your gullet, you don't appreciate it. And I think that's what it's like with some games for me sometimes. I feel that pressure to like, let's go. And I think they are better enjoyed if you just take your time and just enjoy it a little bit. And it's not an option for me with this gig of mine sometimes. So yeah, that definitely happens to me sometimes. 100%. Same with sports games. Like, all I ever play is MLB The Show. All I ever play is Road to the Show. Part of me would love to find time to do like a franchise mode with the Rays, but I'm like, I can't. I don't. Who's got the time, you know? Anyway. All right. Thank you, everybody that wrote into the show. As always, I appreciate all of you. Let's switch things up and get to our Smash Hits segment, the official game show of Remember the Game Industries. Play one, remake one, erase one. And a huge thank you to Classic Concentration from the NES for unknowingly providing us with the theme music for the show. The rules are simple. Every week, I give our Patreons not one, not two, but 3 retro video games. They can play one as it was released, remake one as a modern game, and the third is erased from time forever. As always, there are no wrong answers, but there is a right one, and we'll get to that in just a minute. This week, we're talking Metal Slug 3, and I wanted to go with like 3 running guns, but we've done that. Like, we've done the Contras and the Gunstar Heroes and that kind of stuff. So I decided to go with 3 games with metal in the title. So we've got Metal Gear from the NES, Twisted Metal Small Brawl from the PS1, and Metal Arms Glitch in the System for like the PS2 and I think Xbox as well. And this was a way closer vote than I expected it to be. 25% was the winning vote. Usually the winner's up in the 30s. 25% said they'd play Metal Arms, remake Twisted Metal Small Brawl, and erase Metal Gear. So let's see what a few of you had to say here, and then I will tell you what the right answer was. Jetstopia said play Metal Gear. NES games got character and they can keep it there. Remake Twisted Metal. Mini Carmageddon looking game had some potential, so a little polish and we up and running. Erase Metal Arms. It looks like a generic ass PS2 game with an even worse random name generator. Metal Arms can bite my metal ass. Your ass isn't metal. Jetstopia. That's not even a thing. But I respect your logic though. I respect it. And you're not wrong about the name of Metal Arms. I don't disagree with that. Turtles Love Pizza said play Metal Arms. It's a solid game that does nothing significantly original, but plays well enough. If you ever wanted Wall-E to be armed, this is your game. You know what? I've never seen Wall-E. I know. I'm ducking the shoes and the tomatoes right now. Because I've never seen a lot of movies. I've never seen Wall-E. Before you yell at me, guess what I found out this weekend? She's going to kill me for telling you guys this. Shaylee has never seen The Breakfast Club. How? And I never go, how have you never seen to people? Because I hate when people do that to me. But I was getting a tattoo done on Friday, and we were watching Breakfast Club. And then I got home, and I was like, man, I love that movie. And Shayla was like, I've never seen it. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? How have you never seen... What? Choking out my own rage. So I'm going to have to make her watch that. I'm going to have to see Wall-E. You know why I haven't seen Wall-E? Because I know I'm going to cry. Everyone is like, you're going to cry. Is it Wall-E or is it Up? I haven't seen Up either. Maybe both. I'm going to cry. And I hate that. I don't want to be in touch with my emotions. I don't want to cry. Anyways, sorry. Turtles Love Pizza said, play Metal Arms. If you ever wanted Wally to be armed, this is your game. Remake Metal Gear. Simply make it 16-bit side-scroll and Metroidvania. Oh, yeah, that'd be hot. And then erase Twisted Metal Small Brawl. I never played it and probably never will when you have 1, 2, and Black to play. I agree, but hottest take, I would replace 1 and 2 with 3 and 4. I grew up on 3 and 4. Those are my favorites. I know everybody loves 2 especially, but I'm a 3 and 4 guy. And then Black is the crown jewel of Twisted Metal for sure. I'm watching the new season of that show too. It's pretty good. I'm glad so many of you convinced me to go back to that show. The new season's pretty good. Tenor. Not sure how to say your name. Said I don't know how to say anybody's name. Said play Metal Gear. Without this, we wouldn't have an icon series of a game. Remake Twisted Metal. These games deserve a chance on modern consoles, even though Sony has supposedly canceled the reboot. And erase Metal Arms. I know nothing of it, so I have no attachment to it. Normally, I don't like people erasing games they don't know. I want to try something different. But if you're attached to Metal Gear and Twisted Metal, I understand that Metal Arms is in tough. I get that. Mateo said, play Metal Arms. No idea what this is, so I'll give it a shot. Remake Twisted Metal. We just need any shiny new Twisted Metal at this point. I'll take this as my chance to get one. And goodbye, Metal Gear. As a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, I've never been able to get into this, and we don't need it. Easy. I disagree with you there, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And Disco Stew said, play I don't know if I can do a Disco Stew impression. I'll try. Play Twisted Metal because I actually had this game for my PlayStation back in the day, and my dad never understood the point of it. Oh. Hey. I don't know. Remake Metal Arms because it looks like a Ratchet & Clank clone, and making it like Rift Apart seems like a good idea. And then erase Metal Gear because I don't like Metal Gear in the first place, so erasing it won't be a big deal to me. Hey, your fish are dead. Yeah, no, I can't get them out of there. Shout out to anyone who gets that reference. Good answers this week. Everyone's all over the board. I love it. Like the lowest place vote was 11%. The highest place was 25%. I love it when it's all kinds of different opinions coming in. I'm going to go with 20%. It was one of the runner-ups. I'm going with 20% of you, as did Catatonic Abyss, who said, I'd remake Metal Gear, but only under the supervision of Hideo Kojima. Play Metal Arms because Death Robots, and delete Twisted Metal because that series should never be rated less than M. This is my first time participating in this wonderful game. Hope to talk nerd with you fellow hot dogs more. Well, I don't agree with your reasoning, Catatonic Abyss, but I do agree with your order. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. You won the prize. I am also going to play Metal Arms, Glitch in the System, because I know absolutely nothing of this game. So I want to. I don't know. I like trying games that I've never played. And apparently it's kind of a cult classic now. So I'm going to go with Metal Arms, Glitch in the System. I'm going to play that one. And that leaves now, here's my dilemma. I love Twisted Metal, and I don't like Metal Gear Solid, by and large. So do I remake Metal Gear into a Metal Gear Solid game I would like, and then erase Twisted Metal Small Brawl because it's the worst of the Twisted Metals? Or do I remake Twisted Metal Small Brawl into something good and erase Metal Gear to go with the rest of that series? And after doing a lot of soul searching, I've decided to remake Metal Gear because it's the only way I'm going to get back into those games. I'm going to remake it. I also like the 16-bit idea, and I want it because I know people are going to write in about it. I'm very aware of Unmetal, that kind of parody one of these games. I have it on my Steam wish list. It goes on sale all the time, and I don't know why. I've just never pulled the trigger, but I am interested in that one. So I'm going to remake Metal Gear into a 16-bit game that I might like, and then I'm going to erase Twisted Metal Small Brawl because I want to do Twisted Metal as much as the next person, but not Small Brawl. If that's our case, I'll just stick to playing 3, 4, and Black. I'm not interested. So thank you, everyone that wrote in to play along with me as always. What have I been playing over the last 7 days? I have been playing Metal Slug 3, which you're about to hear about. I've been playing a little bit of WWE 2K25. Just kind of like a passing the time thing. I've been kind of tinkering with the universe mode. So I've talked the last few weeks about how I'd kind of like to get more involved on YouTube. I don't know if I'm ever going to actually have time to do this, but one of the things I really want to do is start doing game reviews on there, and they're just going to be like 5 to 10 minute videos. But I think that's how I envision them. But I want to work my way through like wrestling games from the NES up to modern ones that talk about the progression of the series, like of the genre, excuse me. I want to do the same thing with like Mega Man, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and like play through them and then talk about the changes and stuff like that. But another thing I've loosely kicked around doing on YouTube is starting a universe mode. And there's like so many of them where people can watch other people's universe modes, but I love booking that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but I've just been tinkering with universe mode a little bit. And then I've been playing Final Fantasy IV. I started that while I was drunk Saturday night, straight up. One of my favorite games of all time. And I finally started the Pixel Remaster, and I love it. We're just about to Yangstown, where shit's hitting the fan. We're going to revisit that one sooner than later on the show, I think. And then I've been playing Fire Emblem for the GBA, which is coming up soon. That's very good. And Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which I'll review tomorrow, which is a bona fide Game of the Year contender in my eye. That game is fucking sick, and you all should play it, and I'll tell you why tomorrow on Expansion Pass. That's what I've been playing, okay? That's it. Okay, so we're going to pause here. I need a sip of water. We'll let a sponsor in. They will do their thing so I can keep my bills on. And when we get back, it's time to talk Metal Slug 3, okay? We'll be right back after this. This is an ad by BetterHelp. The amount of information at our fingertips these days is overwhelming. I'll search for ways to get in better shape, and by the time I'm done, I'm more lost than when I started. Eat this, don't eat that. Eat that, but only with mustard. Don't eat mustard. Run, don't run. Run backwards in the rain only. It's like having a map, but not knowing where you're starting from. And that applies to mental health, too. We all know it's important, but trying to figure out how to improve your mental health can be so tough it almost makes your mental health worse. Therapy can be the counting calories of improving your mental health. It's just such a critical tool that everyone can benefit from. I've been talking to therapists on and off for 10 years, and the improvements in my mood, my productivity, and my focus are undeniable. I truly believe it can help everyone improve multiple facets of their lives. And BetterHelp makes therapy as convenient as possible. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform. They've served millions globally and have a 4.9 rating on the App Store to show for it. Over 1.7 million reviews, too. You can meet with your therapist at the click of a button, online, over the phone, where and how it works best for you. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/rememberthegame. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/rememberthegame. All right, let's talk Metal Slug 3. As always, I like to let you nerds sound off on the game we're covering before we start hogging the microphone. Tons of comments this week, so I'm just going to overload with a little bit of nostalgia-esque comments before I get into my non-nostalgia. Because my nostalgia for Metal Slug 3 goes back about 10 days. Some of you go back like 20-some years. So let's see what some of you had to say. Excuse me. Got a slug in my throat there. Yeah, it's a metallic slug. 3 of them. Holy fuck, what's going on here? I was fine. I took a sip of water during the commercial break, and now I'm choking here. It's not even rage. Choking on my own phlegm here. LaQuisha said, I'm pretty sure I have this on Neo Geo, but they all blend into one game in my head. I love it. Love the gun upgrades and the thank you when you free the tooth. Buddy, I bring that up like 5 times in this episode. I fucking love that. Thank you. I think that's the best shit in the world. I like that too. Triple Three said, this is a game I spent many quarters on. Kids today will never know of such arcade greatness. I've been eyeing a candy cab with sit-down sessions of this in mind. I say that on this review as well. I can't fathom playing this game 1 quarter at a time. It would have cost you like $1,000. Maybe I just suck. I don't know. Show Me Potato Salad said, I used to play this at Laser Mania all the time. That's a great username, by the way, the Potato Salad one. I used to play this at Laser Mania all the time. I didn't play many arcade games, but I put many an hour and quarter into this one. Metal Slug 3 has great gameplay that has held up well for its age. Agreed. As you're about to hear, fucking agreed. This game has aged like wine. James Adams said, I don't know if underrated is a fair statement, but at least in my circle, even people who game a lot have never heard of this for the most part. Give it a shake. It holds up, in my opinion. There's a lot of people that have never played this one. I agree. I try to swap between more niche games and then more mainstream games on the show. And I know last week WCW Mayhem was obvious. Great feedback on that one, by the way. Thank you. But I know that one is more of a niche title. And I'm a little bit, after playing it so much the last few days, I'm a little disappointed that Metal Slug 3 seems like a little bit of a niche title. It's a great fucking game. Chazwaza says, dude, this is nostalgia directly in the bloodstream. There was a laser tag place near my house growing up that had a Metal Slug 3 cabinet. It was my go-to anytime I went there for a birthday party. The place shut down a few years back, and they were willing to sell me the cab on the provision that I took it then and there. Ultimately, I turned it down, but I was very nearly recreating George and the Frogger machine the 10 kilometers to my house. I still think back and wonder, what if? George and the Frogger is the top 5 Seinfeld. That's a fucking great pull, Chaz. Well, that's a great comment all the way through. Anytime someone pulls at my Seinfeld heartstrings, it's, well done. And Raph is my favorite turtle, not Donnie. Said this cabinet was at my local Pizza Hut, and every time we went to eat there, I spent the whole time in front of this thing. I love the run and gun gameplay, but most of all, the game is gorgeous. To this day, I do not know of a game that has better pixel art. It runs so smooth, and the animations are top tier. Every pixel game should aspire to this level of art and polish. Agreed. It is stunning. You guys are about to hear it. This is like... I don't mean to sound all Dave Portnoy with his one bite reviews here, but like, this is going to get a monster score. You're about to hear. I am very, very, very fond of this game. Now, I can't remember if I'll have explained it during the intro or not, because if you don't, like, a little inside baseball, I may have explained it already, but I'm not sure how the audio for this week's game chat is going to work, and I'm waiting to hear back from somebody about it. So I'm kind of recording as much as I can, and this is one of those episodes where, like, it's held together with chewing gum and scotch tape. I've recorded this episode in like 3 different sessions all over the place. So hopefully my buddy Chris is joining me. Hopefully the audio works. And hopefully we're about to talk Metal Slug 3, which originally hit arcades on March 23rd in the year 2000. Enjoy the episode, everybody. Thank you for listening, and let's go. All right, joining me via the blank phone on a Monday afternoon. I just finished Game Patch about 20 minutes ago, so I'm hoping my voice is not too Mo Sizlak sounding. But joining me via the blank phone this week to talk Metal Slug 3 is a bit of a legend in the world of Remember the Game. You may remember him from such episodes as podcast number 1 and numerous episodes since then. It's my buddy Chris. Chris, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
I would be lying if someone told me on 2025 I would be spending my last day of unemployment talking about the Neo Geo on your podcast.
Yeah, no shit, eh? And it is. We're talking Metal Slug 3 this week. Now, Chris, I'm just going to ask you right away. I feel like every one of my regular guests has a game that they have been hounding me to cover for some time. And with you, this is like, except maybe SSX Tricky, Metal Slug 3 is the one. And I've played it. I get it. I like it. But why? Why are you so fond of metallic slugs?
Well, this was something that our local arcade, they had a Neo Geo cabinet, so the Metal Slug games made their way there quite a few times. So this was the one bullet shooter that I played more than any. And I think I've told you a few times, and I will die on this hill, this is a better series than Contra.
Yeah, you have said that. You've been quite vocal. And that's an interesting discussion, because I think it's not a well-kept secret around these parts that I'm a Contra guy, particularly Contra and Super C on the NES. I have come around on Contra 3 on the Super Nintendo. I still think it's inferior to the NES ones. It's great, but it's a spectacle. And I played through Metal Slug 3 all the way to the end, rolled credits this morning. I've been playing it a lot the last couple of weeks. And I definitely think it is definitely more of a spectacle than like the NES Contras, for sure. But that's not a bad thing. I think it does spectacle better than than Contra 3, excuse me. I'll go as far as to say I would say this is probably my favorite run and gun game of all time now that isn't the 2 NES Contras. And that title
better than Gunstar, though.
I think I like it better than Gunstar. I think so. And for those of you that listen, like, that is high praise, because Gunstar Heroes, that game walks on water around these parts. But this one is just like, I don't know, man. The tricky thing with Metal Slug 3 to me is just what I like about a run and gun is like I always say with the NES Contras, like I like the surgical precision of how tight they're slow paced. Everything that's going to kill you, you can see it coming, and it's just like it feels like it's 100% skill. And Gunstar Heroes, I think, is mostly that with some spectacle on it. I think Contra 3 is a lot of like it's not even a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a very busy screen, lots of flashy effects. This one goes that way all the way to the end, but it's hard to look at it the same way because like it is an arcade game, right? Like they want your quarters. Like
Oh yeah.
it's like trying to play the Simpsons arcade game or Turtles in Time on an arcade cabinet. Like it's designed to kill you. And Chris, like have you ever beat this fucking game?
Not without like I've played it on arcade hacks and stuff like that to unlimited credits and get through that way, but
Yeah.
I don't think I could finish it on any more than like $5.
I have to say,
Or
yeah,
less than $5.
anyone. I'm sorry because I know every time I say this, people write in and they're like, "I did it." I don't believe you. Anyone that says that they beat this fair and square on an arcade cabinet, feeding it quarters, you're either lying or you're incredibly wealthy because like and it's not a criticism like the roadblock I had with Metal Slug 3 was accepting that it's an arcade, and I know Contra was an arcade game too, I know that for the record, but like accepting that it is a Contra game because dude, like you've played it, there's multiple times where you're just dying over and you're almost like I don't even know what the fuck is killing me sometimes. There's so
Oh
much
yeah,
going on,
like you
and
said, like this one's all style, and it still has its substance, but the style does get in the way once in a while. Of like sometimes you're squinting to see what hits you or which
yeah,
platform you can land on and stuff like that. There's a
yeah.
learning curve to this style.
Yeah, there is.
Absolutely.
And my first couple times playing it, I wasn't sold because I was like, I don't. It's the same beef I had with Contra 3. I was like, I don't even know what the fuck is killing me half the time. And then the more I played, Metal Slug 3, and once I kind of got it through my mind that just like, bro, if because I played it on Xbox, I bought the Xbox arcade version. You can turn on infinite quarters, like you can just keep continuing if you want to. And so then it takes off. It's just like I understand that if I was playing this at a cabinet, I'd be pumping in quarters. It's designed to do that. I've played arcade games, like I know how they work. Once I got that through my mind and just kind of let my hair down and was like, dude, if you die, you die. It's going to happen. I enjoyed it so much more. And now I'd go as far as to say like I'm a little bit in awe of this game from an arcade like it is like first and foremost from a graphics perspective, this is a stunning video game to look at. Like holy fuck, it's busy, but everything is so well animated and so well defined, and it's like everything, not like not just the enemies, but like your character, the backgrounds, those guys you save in their underwear. Like if you've
Oh,
not
I mean the
go
bad
ahead.
guys are animated. They all have expressions. They all have facial expressions. They react to everything you do, and
Yeah.
it's all
It
been drawn out and pixelated perfectly.
oh like as a sucker for like that sprite art, I my God, is this game good to look at. Every level feels so different. There's 4 protagonists you can pick from, and I'm gonna be honest, like don't listen to this episode expecting like a deep dive into the like, wow, you want to use the chasing. Can you explain to me why H is the machine gun and C is the homing missiles?
I believe it's because the game says heavy machine gun.
Right. I was just like, that. I finally looked up the manual just to see it. And I'm like, so what the fuck? I was like, so how is H not homing? No, H is heavy machine gun. C is chasing homing missiles. Do you watch The Office?
I've never actually seen an episode. I'm sorry.
There's an episode where Michael Scott goes over his system to like know how to talk to clients, and he's got a Rolodex. And like on every so like on one of his clients like index cards in his Rolodex, in green highlighter it mentions that like the guy's son is gay, and Dwight steals the card and goes to talk to the client, and he goes, and how about your gay son? And the client gets really upset, and then Michael's like, yeah, green means go ahead and don't go there. And like, and that's or something along those lines, and that's how I felt about I was like, and how the fuck is C the homing missiles and H is the machine gun? But once I figured out what the power-ups did, that was fine. You're right. Like I really want to spend a little bit of time on the graphics because it's more than just. Oh, that's where I was going. The game is the 4 choosable protagonists, and I don't. Is there any difference? Like I don't know. I don't
I don't
think
think
there
so. Not
is.
that I know of. They all play
Like
the
it.
same as far as I know.
Yeah, like I thought maybe they started with like different guns or something, but I think it's just like a cosmetic thing
Yeah.
that you can choose from the 4. But even them, like all 4 of them look different, and they've got this like everyone in the game has this kind of cartoony style where they're kind of running in like a really over the top animated way. Like I love when
Oh
you're getting
yeah.
near the I love when you're getting near the end of the game and the army soldiers are like running away from you and screaming for help and stuff like that. It's
Well, and
gorgeous.
see, the first Metal Slug, like it was just the two guys, and they weren't as like they didn't have as many morphs in this game as they do in the first game as they do in this one. Where like if you eat too much food, they get fat and waddle around,
Yeah.
or turn into zombies and stuff like that. So like yeah, this was the one where it really popped in a few different directions
Oh,
too. It's
it's wild. And then over and above just having 4 different protagonists to play as, there's so many great enemies. And I have to I one of the highest compliments I can praise Metal Slug 3 is as a gamer who has said for 7 years how much I hate boss fights. This game has some of the best bosses I've ever seen in a video game.
oh
That
yeah, like they pick up the whole screen and
oh,
just make it rain
that
bullets and
that first one you're fighting on like a I don't know if it's like a beach or like a waterfront, like a dock, and you're running away from this fucking massive like I don't know if it's a slug or a crab or whatever the fuck it is, but and it's like destroying the dock behind you, so you almost lose half the screen running away from it, and it's gorgeous to look at. It again, like if you take it too seriously, it can be frustrating because that guy fucking I found him very difficult because he's raining missiles down on you and you only have half the screen to dodge them in. Because if you
yeah,
get
for sure.
caught by him, he eats you. Fuck.
It takes getting used to this game for sure because it's quite different than a lot of the other running guns I've ever played.
Yeah, it's got a I don't know if learning curve is the word, but yeah, kind of. You can't play it I'm gonna always compare it to Contra, right? And like Contra, most of the boss fights are you stand in like one screen and you just fight them, right? And in this one, like that fucking crab guy, and he's not the only boss where you got to be moving your ass while you're turning around and fighting him. And then those fucking guys you save keep coming up, and then whenever you go near them, thank you. And then they drop a power up, but you don't have enough time to get the power up because the fucking crab is eating the docks right behind you. And the number of times I got suckered into going back and trying to pick up a power up to get eaten by that fucking slug crab thing, and I was like, God damn it. I thought that was a great boss fight, and then the best level and the best boss fight in the game, in my opinion, is the zombie level.
Yeah, it is
And
fun when you get turned into a zombie and you pretty much play as a zombie from that point on, for better or worse,
yeah,
and all the
it's
doctors are
sick.
scared of
And
you
then
and like in the background kind of thing,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's the charm's amazing.
It's wild. Yeah, if you've not played it, like in level 2, it's like a zombie world, and there are human characters that'll get turned into zombies if the zombies attack them. But I think some of them you can it's not like saving the hostages that give you power-ups. I just think you can stop some of the humans from turning into zombies if you kill the zombies before they touch the humans, like spit on them or whatever. But
Yeah,
if you get attacked, like Chris said, you turn into a fucking zombie. And it's so dope. Like your character falls to the ground like they're dead, and then they stand up as this like funky looking zombified version of whichever the 4 protagonists you play as, and then you can keep going and bullets don't hurt you, but you walk super slow. And it's like
yeah.
that's deep, man. Holy fuck.
And
I
then
I
instead of throwing grenades, you belch the kind of like the red, not fire, but like
I don't know what that is.
whatever it is. It's like your power up though, instead of tossing a grenade.
Yeah, which is powerful as fuck because it takes up like half the screen.
Yeah,
But then in the last level, I was playing we'll get to level 5, but when I was playing it today, on level 5, you have to fight the zombies that are coming in behind you, and they're doing that fucking weird red puke attack thing, and it's almost impossible to avoid because it takes up so much of the fucking screen. So when it's doing it to me, it's bullshit. But when I'm using it, it's fucking sick. Uh, and then, like you said, like not only are you a zombie, but you can pick up like med packs that'll then turn you back into a human again. Which is just it's very creative. Like it's a very and then that boss in that one is those like 6 aliens flying around the ship.
yeah.
And I just think that's the cool. Like, I love aliens. I think that's like the coolest boss fight I've ever seen. It's fucking insane. And then once you kill all them, then you have to fight like the ship itself, and that's not as much fun as fighting the fucking aliens. But one of the other things I wanted to point out too was I don't think I've even seen everything. It's crazy how many alternate paths there are in this game.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, for
replay
sure.
value
Like,
out the ass. It's crazy.
and like that's how the series came along from the first one. Like, the first one was just, it was a linear run and gun game. There was no supernatural to it at all. It was just the enemy soldiers, and that was pretty much it. And then this one's the one where they're like, yeah, multiple story branching paths, and just a totally different spin on it. But it worked so well.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And I wanted to ask you that too, actually, before we move on to this other stuff. Have you played like I don't even know how many Metal Slugs there are, but like you've played a few of them then, eh?
Yeah, like I played one, two, three, and there was X, I think. And
Okay.
beyond that, it started to nosedive in quality since the early days. It even went to like a 3D game at one point, which was horrible and
Yeah. And
stuff
then
like
there's
that. But
and then like cuz this is the only one I've played is this one. Other than Tactics. And I don't want to go on too big a sidebar, but where just quickly cuz I love tactical games and I know like like me you were very excited for Metal Slug Tactics. And I played it and I got through like a third of it and it's I don't know how to. It just something didn't hit. It was good, but didn't
yeah,
hit. Is that you as well?
oh, it wasn't a good tactics game. Like, it has all the personality of these games, but just none of the. It's just not a fun tactic game to play. So
I kind of felt the same way. There was too much reliance on like setting up the combos and stuff,
yeah,
and it
there's
just
just
kind
too many
of
other games did it better. So
yeah, yeah. I agree with that. Okay. Yeah, I didn't mean to sidebar. I just was curious where you were on tactics. So this is the only Metal Slug I've played now, and most say that 3 is like the gem. Like this is the one. Would you say the same? Like this, if you're gonna play one,
it's
this is
probably
the
the
one to play.
pinnacle. Yeah, like one was the first one I played, and it has a special place. But this is probably the one I'd tell someone to play for the first time to get into the series. And if you like it, go back and play the first two. And
Sure. Yeah, okay. Because yeah, it's just like to get back to the alternate pass things we were talking about. That was one of the craziest things to me. Because like I said, I bought it on Xbox Arcade, so I'm not dropping quarters into it or anything like that. I paid like it's not even expensive. I think I paid like $6 for it, so I can play it as much as I want to. But dude, I have been playing this game. I've probably played it. I've probably played it 20 times in the last 2 weeks, like to get ready for this episode. And just this morning, for the very first time, I crawled underneath the thing in the first level and got in the submarine, and then I was underwater. And there was like a whole extra segment underwater in level 1 that I had missed every other time I went through. It's fucking crazy. I'm shocked. Like I get apparently you can turn into a mummy in one level, or is that a different? I never saw that. I never even got. I never found that.
yeah, there's a few different morphs that you can come across. So
Like what? Holy fuck! What else? Do you remember? What else is there?
I think that's it for the most part. Those are the ones I've seen, anyways. Everybody,
Okay.
like, I didn't find the mummy too often, but the odd time playing through it, a guy would go that way. But yeah, I never played it too deep, but
I'm shocked. Like, cause most games, like, listen, I've played like Castlevanias with fucking alternate paths and stuff like that before. But like an arcade game like this, where the focus is obviously on killing you, they could have just made it the standard levels. And then the branching paths could have been as simple as like, do you want the high ground or the low ground, which goes back as old as time. But they, again, like I beat the game today and I've never seen a situation where I get turned into a mummy. And so I'm like, how the fuck did I miss this? And then I just found this area where I go underwater in a submarine that I'd never found before. And I'm like, holy fuck, you got like the quality is there to just play through the basic levels, but then there's also so much extra content I never even found. It's
well,
wild. Like I'm in awe.
that's the double edged sort of a game like this too. Is that you can't, like, and like you say, unless you have a pocket full of quarters and then some, you're not going to have the chance to really explore a whole lot. But I don't think you could have ever brought this home on a console at the time, short of the Neo Geo home console, and actually experienced it how it was supposed to be played. So
Yeah, like I'm glad it got ported to so much stuff because like this is I'm we talk about it on the show. Every once in a while I'll find a game that has slipped through the cracks over all these years and now I'm like, "Holy fuck, that was something." And this is one of them. I need to move on. I have other games I need to play for the show. But I got to be
oh,
honest with you, bro. I finished my run today and I was like, "Fuck, I got to play at least I got to find this mummy thing." Like I need
well,
to do at least one more.
wait do you play the Sega Saturn, man?
Oh,
You're
Jesus.
gonna you're gonna blow your wad.
Why gotta be that guy? Why gotta do
Your wad.
you are the fucking Vincent of the SWO. I was trying to decide who you were going to be, and I was like, if I call him,
Vincent.
I was like, if I call him Hogan, he's going to hang up the phone. So I was like, I gotta
Easy
decide.
now.
But yeah, that's what I mean. So no, I'm in shock. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Like because I want to talk about more of the animations. I want to talk about it. Let's I don't know how long this is gonna go. I don't know how much meat is on this bone. Let's let a sponsor in here because I got bills to keep on. And when we get back, more Metal Slug 3. Just give us a minute, okay? Just hold on.
Parles-tu français? Hablas español? Parli italiano? If you've used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world. With lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers, Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Wondery. Spelled BABBEL.com/Wondery. Rules and restrictions may apply.
That guy being hauled out of the bathroom with no pants on was Jay Nasty.
Wow. Can I leave that in?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I was like, fuck. I was like, I don't know if that was something you were like, please don't repeat that, but I'm leaving that in.
No.
That's so shit. One of the things I really liked about this game too is that like it is very cartoony. Like it looks almost like a Saturday morning cartoon, which I love. And you mentioned some of the animations. Turning into the zombie is fucking sick. But I think the animation that makes me laugh the most is the fat one. Like that, and that happened to me for the first time a couple of days ago, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like because like all four of the characters you play as are pretty slim folk. And then I'm just running through the game. I was playing as one of the two women. I can't remember her name. And then all of a sudden, she just like boom, and I was like, "What the fuck happened?" And there's like giant guts hanging out of her shirt, and she's walking really slow. And I was like, "What, dude? Did you notice? Because when you get close to an enemy, you do like a knife attack, but when you're really fat, it's a fork." And I was like, what the fuck happened? So I finally Googled it and they're like, yeah, if you eat too much food, you just get fat because some enemies just drop food.
That's ridiculous because it's racking up like 10 points at a time. Like, oh, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden, like,
yeah,
you blow up
totally.
and then you waddle along shooting your pea shooter. And
it sucks. Like, it's funny to look at, but it's such a hindrance because like the game is moving. Like the game expects you to be on your fucking toes. And I don't mean to make fun of any of you you calorie lovers out there because I'm not exactly the slimmest bean in the pile either, but like once you go into fat mode in this game, like now it's just like super slow and I'm just like come on like but you gotta fuck, you don't even realize you're eating the food sometimes.
And it's been a while. I can't remember if there's any way to get like because I know you can turn back into a human. I don't know if you can slim down though, either until you get killed or maybe if you hop in the Metal Slug itself, but yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, I never slimmed down, but it's funny because when you die, they explode. Like there's like their stomach just explodes, which is pretty funny.
You and your fat shaming. Oh boy.
Yeah, I know. No, I never slimmed down, and that's another thing you could do is like you can ride it. There's so many vehicles, but they're all not only are they optional in the sense of like you might not find the path to take you to that vehicle, but they're optional in the sense of like you don't even have to get in them. Like,
well, and funny enough, like to be perfectly honest, I almost hate playing as the Metal Slug. Like I find it clunky and slow. I'd rather just run and gun because sometimes I feel like it holds me back. I take my hits, it blows up, and then I'm back to it anyway. So
yeah, no, agreed. Same thing. Like I found them like they were neat. Like it was cool. Like for the novelty of being in one of these vehicles. But after about 10 seconds, like, cause you said like, there's just, I guess the only other thing I'll take about being in the vehicles is that you get a life bar, like a health bar, as opposed to just one hit kills you. Like when you're out of a vehicle. So at least it can buy you a couple of hits. But like you said, you're also so big that you're going to take those hits in a matter of seconds. Fucking anyways, you know,
yeah, and like the gun on the Metal Slug itself never. I'd rather have a heavy machine gun or the shotgun or the missiles or something. But
same, yeah.
But the artillery isn't too bad. At least it blows things up pretty fast. And
I found the machine gun, the heavy machine. I still don't understand why it's not just an M for fucking machine gun, but I found the heavy machine gun by far to be my most valuable gun. The homing missiles were nice, but I just found like there's so much going on all the time that I don't. it's not like an old running gun where there's 1 or 2 enemies on the screen. Like, dude, you can have like 20 fucking enemies on the screen. And
Yeah.
I was like, give me the machine gun, and you're just mowing them down.
Yeah, the
Mowing them.
missiles just get caught up on every little thing and don't really do where you want them to go. So
Yeah.
the shotgun can be pretty fun, but
The shotgun's nice. It's just the rage, right? Which is every shotgun ever.
and
I
then
actually found the
flamethrowers hit or
laser
miss.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
laser's pretty good.
Laser's fucking, especially when you're in the 5th level. We'll go through the levels in a second, but when you're in the 5th level and you're in space and you're flying, that laser is a godsend. Like, it's shooting the whole screen, and you're just like, nothing gets it. Dude, the last level of the game almost turns into like Galaga. Like,
Pretty
it's just
much, yeah.
like, it's just asteroids and alien ships coming at you, and you're shooting everything that fucking moves. And it was nice that it was like one of the only times in the game, at least when you're flying, where there's not enemies coming in behind you, because that's something that is old as time in running guns as well. But I found that very difficult, especially as I got later in the game, was there'd be so many enemies coming at me from the front, and then some would start sneaking in from the back, and you'd barely even be able to see them, and they'd be the ones that would get me. Like, I'd have, and it was so, which again, I know it's designed to take your quarters, but fuck, there was a lot going on in this fucking game. And at times I could understand why somebody would find it too cluttered and frustrating. I didn't quite get to the point where I was like, fuck this, but there were times where I'm dying like every 10 seconds. And I was just like, yeah, whatever you fucking, I don't even know what the fuck's hitting me anymore. Like, it's some attacks, like they go along the ground, or fucking, it's telling you to get in a machine, and then I'm trying to get in the machine, and while I'm trying to get in the machine, something's fucking killing me, like it's fucking insane. In the zombie level, did you ever go back into the ice cave? I think it was in the zombie level.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
that
go
was
in,
the one.
yeah, I go in there, and I'm super excited. There's like all these like abominable snow creatures, like Bigfoots and shit in there. That's all well and good. I fight my way all the way to the end, and then it just turns out it's a dead end, and now I need to turn around and fight my way out. And I was like, you trolling fucks. Like, and then I died like half a dozen times getting out of there because it was just zombie hell trying to get back out. Like, coming in, at least it was just the snow creatures. Going back, the snow creatures are dead, and you're fighting the fucking zombies instead. And I was
And
like,
then
what
like
a
when you get out of
troll.
there, your Metal Slug vehicle for that level is just this like really sad looking elephant with a gun attached to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I was like, what in the
It's just like,
fuck is
aw.
this? Fuck you. I was like, not mad. It was like fun mad, but I'm like fighting my way through this cave, and I'm expecting like, some kind of massive power up at the end, or maybe like a secret exit to the level, or because it does a great job of making you want to explore the different paths. And I'm like, man, let's see what's back here. And then it turns out it's just like wah wah, and it's just turn around and fight your way back. And then I died over and over again, and then you get out, and it's like nothing even changed. It's still just like, all right, go ahead, go fucking solve the
You're
rest of the level
stamping,
now.
have a good time.
You piece of shit. That fucking hidden level. Oh, god damn it. But it was I don't know. The zombie level is by far my favorite one. The animation of turning into the zombies, and then like you said, it's that you can like get the medicine and turn back into the humans and stuff. That first level where you're storming the beach is pretty nice too. I really like the graphics in that first level, because it's almost like I noticed it today as I was playing, the sun goes down as you play. Like,
Right.
it's bright and colorful because that first level, it's like mission 1 start. It drops you into the water, like on the beach, and you come storming in. And then by the end of the level, when you're running down the pier trying to get away from that giant slug, it's like what's it called? Like when the sun is like, it's all, the sky is like orange and the sun's almost gone. And
Sunset.
yeah, that's how I was like, oh fuck, I suck at my job.
Especially when you just said the sun was setting.
I know, it's like where's one of those metal thingies you use to dig food? That's how I felt there. But that was gorgeous. Level 2, you're fighting the zombies, and that's all well and good. Fuck, what? I don't remember what level 3 was.
Underwater, I think you're in the submarine for a while.
Oh yeah,
and you're
yeah,
scuba
yeah.
diving and...
I gotta say, hot take, but that was my least favorite level.
Yeah, it's kind of a different day. Well, it's a different play style altogether for that, and it is what it is. It switches it up, I guess, if nothing else. But
well, I found the submarine hard to shoot out of, because like,
yeah,
you have to use your analog stick to control your sub, but then you also have to, like, it's not like a twin stick shooter. And so if enemies are coming at you from like the bottom and you're trying to point down at them to shoot, it's nice that you can point down and shoot, but while you're pointing down and shooting, you're going down like toward them. And I
Yeah.
found that difficult. So
Well, and it's just such a unique stage too, because like you're swimming and like there's tanks falling from above the surface down, raining on you, and you have to kind of adjust to you want to shoot up, but you can't really because you got to move, so you got to kind of move over and then keep shooting to the right and stuff like that. So
yeah, that one gave me a lot of trouble. That level fucking pissed me off actually.
that was actually
But
the good one to have the homing rockets really help for that one.
yeah, the fucking the chasing fucking
Yeah.
fucking chasing fucking missiles. Oh, just before we move on too, I wanted to before we get to the last couple levels, I love that there's so many of those, like I don't know who are those, like either civilians or soldiers. I'm not sure who you're rescuing, but the
I think they're like prisoners of war, yeah, or something like that.
yeah, I
They're all
think you're
kind of
right.
disheveled and
Yeah, and they're like in their underwear, and like you'll go up to them, and then you're like when you attack and you're near them, you'll just take your knife out and cut their ropes loose, and I was like, "Thank you." And then sometimes they'll drop like a different weapon, or sometimes they'll just drop some food. Which again, be careful, you don't eat too much food. Everything
yeah,
in moderation.
or
Uh
just a trolling like here's 10 points for like a medal or
oh,
something like that.
fuck, fuck, dude. There was nothing worse. Like, because one of the things that I actually like about this game over even my NES Contras, I like that your special weapons have finite ammo.
Yeah,
Like I don't know if Contra, anyone that beats the original Contra without just mashing shoot with the spread gun is a fucking mutant. But in this one, you get a hold of a really good gun, like a chasing homing missile or a heavy machine gun, which I'll never move off. And you can't just hold shoot and run forward because you'll be out of ammo in 10 seconds.
yeah.
And I like that. It's asking you to like, play with a little bit of
Well, you got to get in close and use your knife to
yeah.
save that ammo for the simple soldiers anyway. And
Yeah,
then
yeah. Yeah, and I really appreciated that it didn't, you just keep it until you die. And also, like, I wonder though if that was a design decision because they were like, you're going to die a lot. So instead of us giving you like 2 spread guns throughout the level, we'll drop power-ups everywhere, but they're only going to last, a little bit of time, and you are going to die a lot. Like I was reading online, because one of the things I like to do after I'm done a game is go online and just see like what's the consensus, like what are people saying. And a lot of the people that were talking about Metal Slug 3 on like Reddit and stuff said like a lot of people that get really into it memorize the levels, and they're like, I can beat the first couple levels without getting touched, which I can do that in Contra, but I was like, I can't imagine getting good enough to do that in this game. But I guess you probably could if you know where
you
everyone's
get there,
coming
yeah.
from. Yeah.
You get there, like you build your pattern, you run and gun, and you can make it through.
Yeah. It just seems so overwhelming your first time through.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
it took me many sessions to kind of retrain my brain to not just get a hold of a machine gun and then just hold shoot.
Like even
Because
looking
like,
back on it now, almost Cuphead vibes in some way.
yeah. Yeah, I could get on board with that. Yeah.
A
Man,
little bit of pattern, a little bit of finding weapons, a little bit of or finding the right weapon combos, and
shout out to Cuphead. God, I love Cuphead so
love
much.
that game.
God, I love that game. Yeah, no, you're right. It's it definitely there is like I gotta be honest, man. Like my first couple of times through it, I was like, I don't really think there's any strategy to this. Like it's just run and gun and just hope you don't get hit by something. And the more I played it, the more I was like, I don't know if I would have the, like I enjoyed it and I would play it again. I don't know if I would have the patience to play it over and over enough to memorize the levels personally, but I could see how you could. Because the enemies don't randomly spawn. Like they're coming from certain situations. There's a finite amount of them. Once you know how to kill them, once you know where your power ups are and stuff, you pick like you said, you pick the routes you like best. That played it, because that's one thing this game does very well that I thought Gunstar Heroes did really well. Also, it plays to your play style. Like Gunstar Heroes,
Yeah.
you can pick and choose your weapons and combinations, right? And in this one, you can pick and choose your routes. Like if you're like, I hate driving that submarine in level 1, then you just stay above water. Like you just stay up on the boats and shoot your way, which I personally was much better at. I suck at that fucking underwater shit, but it's great. I'm like, I was very much in awe of how much replay value there is in a game that most people have probably never beaten in the first place.
Yeah, and it's not like it's super long either. Like once you get good at it, you could probably finish it in probably an hour or two.
Oh yeah, yeah. I beat it this morning in, I don't know, probably an hour and change for the very first time. But that was, and I wanted to get to that. So level 4 is apparently I'm reading now, level 4 is where you would get the mummy thing. And I guess I
Yeah.
went underground. which is why I guess I never ran into any mummies down there. But I'm gonna have to go back and play level 4 because I want to see what it's like when you turn into a mummy now. Even though it's probably the same as being a zombie, just slow and crawly.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, I still need to see it. But then one of the big criticisms online, the major criticism I could find of Metal Slug 3 was that the last level sucks. They're like, it's way too long. It's ridiculous. And there were multiple people in the forums that were like, I just played to the end of level 4. They're like, I don't even play level 5 anymore.
And I disagree. Like, I thought that's where everything came together and it shone. Like the production values for level 5 are amazing when like the soldiers are working with you at that point, and like the character you're playing at is kidnapped by the aliens, and you got to play as someone else. And
I agree with you. Like my only criticism of level 5 is if I was pumping quarters in and I was in the last level, because it goes out of its way to tell you you're on the final mission. I would keep thinking like I would be bothering my parents, being like, "No, I'm almost done. Like one more."
yeah,
It is
long.
a long. Yeah, it is a long fucking level. Holy Jesus! But I agree because like when you get to level 5, like dude, the fucking soldiers are helping you, and then there's a part in the game. I thought this was fucking wild. There's a part in the game near the beginning of level 5 where the character you're playing as gets abducted by the spaceship. And then it switches you to one of the other characters. And then on the spaceship, you're fighting alien clones of the character that got kidnapped.
Yeah.
And I assume if you were
and you free that character, and that's part of the end game.
Yeah, and then they help you. It's sick.
Yeah.
And
AI takes over for the save player too. And
I imagine if you were to play 2 players, then 2 of the 4 get kidnapped, and the other 2 go in and save them, and then all 4 of them are there. I would imagine. I don't have any friends, but I assume that's how it works. I thought that was fucking awesome. And I thought the music, I thought the graphics in the space level were fucking sick. I loved the parts where you were on you were just wearing a jetpack, just flying through space, shooting. That was where it was like Galaga. I agree with you. I thought that was fucking awesome. It is long though. Holy fuck. It just keeps fucking going. I was a little bit like, I would say it's longer than any other 2 levels combined, frankly.
Oh yeah, like it's probably almost half the game, really.
Yeah, which is like why? I wonder if it was just to try to get people to be like, I'm on the last level now, I got to keep going. I don't know why else you would do that. It just seems like an odd choice.
Sleazy arcades were in retrospect.
I guess so, yeah. But no, I agree. I thought that last level was fucking sick. And then the final boss, when you're like falling back down to Earth, and you're like standing on that fucking. You're in like a spaceship, like a little ship, and then that fucking alien thing gets you in its claws, and eventually you jump out, and then you're literally standing on its head, shooting its exposed brain, with the kidnapped player being controlled by the AI in a spaceship, shooting it while you're falling. That's a great fucking final boss fight.
Oh yeah, it has the Metal Gear, or I keep saying Metal Gear, the Metal Slug in its hands.
Yeah,
and it's just sitting there, blasting away, and you're on the alien itself, jumping over its like brainwaves and everything. Like that's chaos.
I loved that fight. I thought that fight was incredible. Like I hate boss fights, you guys. And the boss fights in this game, the first level fighting that giant fucking crab thing behind you, the second one fighting the aliens, and then the UFO, that last one fighting that brain alien falling back down to Earth, it was fucking sick. I was like, I don't understand what people are upset about. This is fucking awesome. I didn't even realize we were going into space. And then, like you said, like the soldiers are helping you. That I like, are you familiar with the story of these games?
It's pretty basic, but yeah, like the leader of the soldiers, I think is probably who you're talking about, right?
Like the guy that looks like kind of like Saddam Hussein, that guy.
Yeah, he's in his shorts and
yeah. So when I bought the game, like at the beginning menu, there's like the how to play option. And I click it, and it just shows your controls. And then there's a story tab. And I go to the story tab. I'm not kidding, Chris. This thing fucking scrolled. And when I Googled the manual, it was like 5 pages of the manual telling you the backstory of this game. And I started reading it, and then I was just like, nuts to this. I don't care. I'm just going to shoot everything that moves. I was like, I respect that you're trying to tell a story more than just aliens are invading. But that's why I asked, because I was like, I don't fuck. I was like, I appreciate the effort. I really do. I appreciate that you would take time to write a good, like an interesting story. But I was like, I'm not reading all this. I got to fight Saddam Hussein. And then apparently I'm also fighting aliens. And then, like you said, by the end of the game, he's defeated. And then they're helping you fight the aliens. It was awesome. I love seeing the soldiers helping you. I thought I was still shooting at them because it was just muscle memory to shoot at them, but they're helping you. It was sick. I don't know what else to say. Oh, I like that you have a finite number of bombs too. Those bombs are goddamn lifesavers.
Yeah, no, you can
Oh
toss
my
one of those and
god.
clear them out, but yeah, you gotta use them sparingly, or
Yeah. Oh well,
you
the
look
only good
pretty
thing is
fast. That's everything, I guess.
every time you die, you get them all back. So
Yeah.
when I was fighting that final brain boss, like I would die and then I would just unleash all 10 bombs, like pop, 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 and then shoot till I died, rinse and repeat over and over again. I still don't believe any of you that write in and say you beat it fair and square. I don't believe you. I mean, there's got to be a full playthrough online somewhere, but I'm good. I'm good. Takes a lot of practice. Do we miss anything? I know there's like some spin-off modes, one where like you start out fat and you need to get fatter or something, but I never found those. Like, have you played the spin-off modes at all?
Nah, not really. I just always just played the arcade.
Yeah,
And
that's all I'm
whatever.
interested in. It's really good. If you like running guns and you listen to this, I highly recommend giving it a shot. I mean, you've already heard a couple of songs from it, and that's one other thing I have to praise. Soundtrack fucking slaps. It's really
Oh
fucking
yeah,
good.
like I always used to love it. Like the beat would drop halfway through, and then the dynamic of the game changes, or the music changes with where you're playing at, or anything.
Yeah. And a lot of these types of games, I'll mute them and I'll just listen into like YouTube or something. Like, well, a lot of retro games I play for the show after a couple of runs. But this was one of those ones like I'm not going to quite put it on the level of Mega Man, but it's not too far off. Like the music is really, not to mention the sound effects of like you can literally hear the soldiers like yelling out for help. When you save people, that like thank you gets me every fucking time I hear it. Every fucking time. I think that's such a great replacement for the flying barrels like in Contra that you shoot to get them to drop a power up. Actually saving like and then at the end of the level you get like bonus points for every veteran you saved.
Yeah.
I just never made it with more than one because I was always dead 300 times by the end of the level. It looks great, it sounds great, and it plays really really well once you accept the fact that like I know I keep going back to it, right? But like I really love Contra. And Contra to me is meant to be played. I don't want to die. Like I want to die as few times as I possibly can. And well, I want to do that in Metal Slug 3 as well. Like I just had to come to the conclusion that unless I'm willing to put an asinine amount of time into this, I'm gonna die. And that's because it's an arcade game, and that's okay. And once I just accepted that for what it was, I fell in love. I love it. I love it. What a brilliant, fucking brilliant. I really wish we get more of them. I wish they'd go back to the like we're getting Ninja Gaiden is back, Shinobi is back. All the I know it's not Sega, but like whatever. Like let's get a new Metal Slug, please. Not Tactics, but like a new one like this. A new
Well,
one like this.
especially when like, because SNK is still in business. I don't know why they wouldn't make another like a good Metal Slug, not some of the kind of crazy stuff they've done with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just make a competent new version of it.
Like I wonder if they like do they not? I mean, it's not the biggest name in the world. I get that, but that's dude. Like you and I, there's no one on this planet I talk about video games with more than you. Like you and I text about video games daily, and this is one of those IPs. Like Nintendo's got a fucking half a dozen of them, where it's like, dude, just give this to like an indie studio.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what some of the creative studios out there could do with a Metal Slug? It'd be fucking
Well, 'cause I think
insane.
that's what they did with Tactics. They gave it to someone else to work on, I think.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And the concept,
can't
like
hurt.
I agree with you. Like the concept was good. It just wasn't that good of tactics game, frankly. But the concept was there. And then like just like make another one of these. Like give us. I would if they. I'll tell you right now. Like I've this is the only one I've played other than Tactics is Metal Slug 3. I'm in. Like I'm in. If we get a fucking if it like at fucking Gamescom this weekend, it was announced that like Metal Slug 4 or 5 or whatever the fuck the next one would be is in the works and it's just a classic running gun. Like that's a day one for me now. Like these are great. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that it doesn't get more love. Frankly, I don't know. But anyway, loved it. Great fucking game. Good recommendation. I rarely compliment you because you're a Saturnian and you're weird, but great fucking recommendation. So
The last thing I'll say is that even the ending kind of made me laugh. Like, I'd feel pretty cheated if I played it through with all those quarters and that's all it was. But I love how it's just like they're just sitting in the water.
Oh
The bad
yeah.
guys fly over you. And she just throws her gun in the water. He does, and that's it.
I
And it
forgot
just all
about
takes
that.
time.
Yeah, because you go up in the last level, you're up in the spaceship, and then you're falling back down to Earth, fighting the giant brain alien, and you beat it. And then like you just fall down to Earth, and then you're just sitting in the you're literally just the characters you're like the character I was playing as, plus the character that got kidnapped that we had to rescue from the ship. We fall back down to Earth, and then we're just sitting there, and then you see the Saddam Hussein guy flying away with a couple of his soldiers in the background, and nothing else. And I agree, that was kind of like a what the hell was that? Like, that was the end of the game. I thought that was pretty funny as well.
Oh, I like the one character just throws the gun in the water. Like, they're just bobbing. They're looking all sad. And you almost see like the Price is Right horn just to like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. We did lose the last like 5 minutes of the conversation. It was mostly just our score and then us rambling about the PS Vita and stuff like that. Not too bad. The fear that I have had all week or all afternoon that this episode was gone. I'm like, dude, have I lost the last 3 minutes? No fucking problem. So in case you're wondering, we scored it at 25 cents. Chris gave it 23 cents, said it's awesome. I think I gave it 22 and said agreed. It is very awesome. And then I thanked Chris for coming on. He said anytime, as you know, he's known to do. And then I play the music. We go to the outro. So you're not missing too much. But again, sorry if any of the audio got wonky. At least we had an episode, okay? It's you'd think after 343 of these, 344, fuck. I know what I'm doing, but alas. So let's play some music and go to the outro. And that is going to do it for this week's episode. Chris, I hope you joined me. And if you did, thank you so much. I hope everything worked out. And all of you for listening to this, hopefully the audio worked out. Hopefully it was listenable. Hopefully you made it through to the end. And hopefully you didn't hate it. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. If you like the show, support us even more with a good review, would you? I read them. I go on there probably 2 days a week and just look for good reviews. And every time I see one, an angel gets its wings. It makes me feel good about myself. And if you really want to support us, you can consider the old Patreon box. We're climbing up to 2,000 Patreons. We are right on the fucking doorstep. $3 a month is all it's going to cost you to get in the front door. And that gets you Expansion Pass every single Thursday and Game Patch every single Tuesday. Plus, remember the game with no ads, with timestamps, old episodes and new episodes. Plus, you can write into the show, join the Discord. You know the blurb by now. $3 a month to get started at patreon.com/remember the game. I don't really think I have anything else I want to plug. I think I'm just going to say some thank yous and get out of here. Appreciate all of you so much for listening. Again, if the audio was off, I'm sorry. This episode goes live in 7 hours, and as I'm recording this, I actually don't have the game chat audio to put in here because of the shenanigans of the interweb. So I'm hoping I got it and it was okay. And if it was, awesome. And if it wasn't, I'm sorry. I did my best. I'm not good at computering. If you're a Patreon, I'll be back tomorrow with my Ninja Gaiden Ragebound review. And if you are a fan of the show, come back 7 days from right now for Remember the Game 345. It's going to be one of our world-renowned revisited episodes. And we are taking another look at Super Metroid for the SNES. Should be a banger. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to thank some patrons and leave. Talk to you later. Cheers. Remember the Game is brought to you by our Patreons. I couldn't puke up all the content I churn out every week without all of your support. The following people are the senior executive vice president level or higher at patreon.com/remember the game. And as such, I am contractually obligated to thank you all as quickly as I possibly can. So we are going to go in reverse alphabetical order based on your email addresses this week. A huge thank you to Remember the Game Hall of Famer Slick motherfucking Rick, Matt Zeus, Zach Shepard, Zane Donovan, the okayest of muffins, Mizuru, Mopey36, Kia Pup, Darth Skywalter, Earl, Wolfgang, Darren, Dean Donian, Works for Me, Rush's Dog Walker, Ryan Whitcomb, Tyler Patchell, Lord Logrod, Von Hugendom II, Wolf Magic 21, Penguin Milk, Because 19, I Am the Very Model of a Modern Major General, Conebread, Mr. Jabroni, Travis Sanders, Quiet Place Queen, Fuzzy 99, Beers of War, Doogie, Timothy Sabrinsky, Botfucker, Thomas Smith, Tadpole, Mike Maloney, T-Bear 87, Kevin, Scary Terry, Captain Black Silver, Ted Explosion, Spooky Dookie, Gannon's Magnum Dong, Squint, Sour Goatface, Scotty J, Timothy, Captain Steve N, Shoeboxers, DBXJ, Shade's World, Super Science, Safarioff, Timmy the Exuberant Turtle, Erotic Onion Ring. Oh, that would burn. I don't like that at all. Oh, this is cold. If it's cold, that'd be kind of hot. But hot, no good. Steve Dalk, Captain Asbury Juice, Scott Brooks, Blaine the Hoagie Man, Storm Beagle, Sam Carpenter, Mercury 869, Squeak Nuts, Ryan 4664, Dazerith, Madam Nudsitch, Wyatt the Surgeon Who's Not a Surgeon Row, Monstrous D Boner, Brian Richmond, Titan 420, Handsome Major Angus McZongo Esquire, Big Daddy Randall, Siegfried, Horror Wars Podcast, Randy Barrage, Hits Meals, Daddy's Secret Little Chubby, Profound, Cannon Fodder Games, Ryan Perry, Lord Palmerston, Frosty Bear, Wilco, Donnie the Dude, Walter, Just James, Eileen. I still don't know how to pronounce that one. I hope I'm saying it right. Eileen. Musty Beetle, Nick Creature, Maverick, Redline, Aero Drones, JSK Fusick, Mr. Arkansas, Morgan, Standard Ass Brian, McCracken, Beef Dingleberry, Just Car Pranks, Lord Salazar, Savage Boosh, Put It in H, Alex McIntyre, Raging Randy, Angry Ticks, Mikey Hag, Leroy Westrich, Lucas Shaman, Mark Sneed, Gabe, Lindsay Lee, Sick Jake, Aaron Lawson, Game Boy Gannon, Landon Turquoise, Postman, Ryan Kinchin, Marcus Mendoza, Kevin Monroe, My Left Nut, Kevin Kellums, Jort King Keegs, Sleeper Hit, Fill Up My Mouth with Farts, Jinxie 425, Justin Tate, Justin Blair, No One Cares, Steamy Wooly, Stud Still Smash, Jeff Bergeron, Zombie Exy, Jordan, Chugger 22, Jonathan Breyer, Oroku Saki's Garner, Johnny from Virginia, Laces Out There, Beaver Boy, Jeff Leopard, Jay Callahan, The Big Deal, J Nasty 15, Thrill Ho, Jake Carter, Can't Destroy Her, John of the Adult Children Podcast, Max Lagroom, Sharonic, It's That Nerd James, James Juan Francesco, Bartman Forever, Isaias, Phil Lencher, Liquor Like Luigi, Trooper Galactus, Holmes, Faded Suffrage, You Son of a Bitch, Why? Tell me why. Diablo Spartan, Did It All for the Wookiee, Maverick Marty, Fancy Store-Bought Dirt, G9PSX, Graham Kennedy, Generic Name 238, BOS Rager, Lil Bunny Fufu 89, Growly Wog, Frank Please, Leroy Jenkins, Big the Cat, E-Man Trucker, Please Refrain from Tasting the Knob, Flater Flav, Eric Hopewell, Ida Yellow, Super Jess, MacGyver 88, Joe the Sandman, Scotty McGee, David Schroeder, Doug Dorn, Carbon Fiber Zombie, Devin Collins, The Supreme Chozorizo, Decoy Man, Thunderleap, Starbles, Archangel Otaku, Fallen Snow Kiku, Cesar, Robbie Air, Jurist Dr. Mario, Cody Richardson, Spider Cat, Drugs Bad, okay, Christopher Britt, Wreck-It Ralphie, Christian Gabriel, Makeshift Mallow Magic Money, Topher Love, 333, The Grim Patron, Chris Hill isn't scared, that could be anyone's ass, Chaz Hammond, Exotic Chaotic, Chris Flurry, Mr. Cumcakes, I get that. More like Frosty Feet. if you don't get Mr. Cumcakes, listen to Purple Monkey Dishwasher. More like Frosty Feet 49 Pooh. Haha, fucking got his ass. Moncal, Cody Thompson, Bula, Roger Staubach, Spool Cleaner, Elijah Burns, High Plains Drifter, General Fury, Matt Babinu, B Money, Blobby, Nordak, Dan of Dissect That Film, Haga Waffle, Legendberry, Eldest Millennial, Brandon DeZeba, Zamatos, Andrew Wright, Pee Wee Squitters, Dude Where's My Game, Toby OP, Dave Thompson, Andy Hudson, Alex R, Infinity Rage, A-Town, Akiris Network, a dude named Adam Bartonette, Just a Fish, AB Killin, Raph is my favorite turtle, not Donnie, Dookie Bouncer, MD, and Tyler. Did it. Thanks so much, everybody. Really, I truly, as I'm saying this, have no idea what the audio was like for the show this week. I really hope it worked out. If it wasn't, or if it didn't, I'm sorry. I did my best. Hopefully it all worked. Hopefully I didn't have to re-record it the last minute by myself. If I did, hopefully that worked. Whatever. I'm a Canadian, right? It's in my blood to apologize. I'm not apologizing anymore. Fuck you.